Tropical Storm Chalane has made landfall in Mozambique and did so a little bit earlier than expected this morning. As of 6 a.m. Central African time, it's at 19.2 degrees south, 34.4 degrees east, this December the 30th. Let's take a look at its current stats. Winds of 70 miles per hour and a pressure of 985 millibars. We do believe it peaked as a Category 1 cyclone earlier today before making landfall, and it looks like evidence is there to say that this made landfall with winds of 75 miles per hour, but at this time we've downgraded it to 70 miles per hour as it has begun to move inland. Well, let's take a look here. You can see the wind field is still, it's relatively small, especially for a cyclone, and you can see here it's about 55 nautical miles on the southern side, 30 to 40 nautical miles on the northern side of things. The system is about 22 miles away from Tika, it's about 30 miles away from Beira, from Inchope it's about 54 miles away, from Gorongosa it's about 63 miles away, and from Chimoio it's about 85 miles away. You can see the watches and warnings here in the reds. Those are the high-risk areas within Mozambique, the places that are going to be getting the worst of the impacts as a result of this tropical storm. The orange is in the moderate risk area. This is going to be the area that could still receive some pretty significant impacts, and your low-risk area is the areas that aren't going to be receiving anything too bad, but still significant rainfall is possible. You'll see here our estimate is 70 miles per hour. We would use other estimates on this chart, but they were all used before landfall. You'd see overwhelming evidence of above 75 miles per hour, anything from RAM's multi-platform scatterometer consensus to ADT to scatterometer data as well. I mean, basically everything was showing 75, maybe even 80 miles an hour before landfall, but at this time we have downgraded to 70 miles per hour due to a slight degradation in satellite appearance and it being clear that the center is over land. Well, here's the rainfall forecast, courtesy of the H-Warp, and you can see there the most that we're going to get in some areas is around 8 to 16 inches. We're thinking the middle ground of around 12 inches in local areas is the most likely scenario. You can also see as we move inland, still relatively widespread areas could get 2 to 4 inches, and you can see this could track all the way to the other side of the African continent here, and could still produce significant rainfall as it does so. Let's take a look at the model diagnostic comparison. You can see it here accordingly, weakening from here on out as the storm moves inland. You can see shear doesn't really matter, but that'll be going up a bit. And sea surface temperatures, again, not really going to be there. You can see the mid-level relative humidity, not really going to matter as it moves inland. You'll see the track map here, it's a little broken, but you get the general idea here as we do move towards the end of the African continent there. It moves to the other side. It's just because of a line that RAM decided to draw for when exactly the track plot changes, and that's really just a mapping and plotting error. The model isn't broken, just the track plot. Let's take a deeper look at satellite imagery here. You can see it really beginning to blossom with those convective towers right before landfall. Now it's beginning to degrade a little bit as it moves inland. Its outflow has been restricted its whole life, but you can see there, again, that huge burst of convection just before landfall. At this point, it's weakening from here on out, though, and significant rainfall and some gusty winds are going to be the main threats from this system as it moves inland. Thank you so much for watching. Future updates on this system will be made if needed, and we'll certainly be making some more social media posts about it. In the meantime, here are our outlets.